Hello and welcome to another edition of Education Views and Opinions, where your views count and your opinions matter. Hello, Mrs. Chinaza, can you hear me properly?
Yes, I can, ma'am.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Sorry?
No, I said good afternoon.
All right.
Hello, like I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the 15th edition of Education Views and Opinions, where your views matter and your opinions count. So our conversation for today is personal, social, and emotional development in learning. And today our conversation will center around this key area and what we do always at Education Views and Opinion is to promote policy that drives change in our educational section, in our educational sector. So once again, welcome to another exciting and inspiring edition of Education Views and Opinions. And as I said previously, the topic for today's conversation is from play to purpose, promoting PSED skills that prepare students to thrive in a dynamic world. And with me, as usual, I have Mrs. Pupola Chinazekwewe. Thank you, Ma, for always being here with us. So can you say hello
Thank
to
you.
our viewers?
Hello, viewers. Welcome again to another episode of Education Views and Opinions. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mrs. Pupola. And Mr. Quadri is not yet online. So once he's available, he will also join us for this exciting conversation. So let's get right into it because of our time. What actually is PSED? Some people have not heard about PSED. Probably you've heard about SLE, social emotional learning, but PSED is a new concept for you. So follow us in this conversation. We also want to encourage our viewers to please engage with us. This is a live show. That's why it's not a pre-recorded video. It's a live show. So we encourage you to join us online and please encourage us, support us by engaging on the live video. Thank you so much. So what is PSED? You can see from the description of today's conversation, it says from play to purpose, promoting PSED skills that empowers students to
Students.
thrive in a dynamic world. Our world is dynamic. Things are changing. Many years ago, there was nothing like AI in the classroom, but now there's AI. Many years ago, teachers were using blackboard and chalk to write on the board. But today now, some schools are even using YB board, interactive board, while others are still using whiteboard, but nobody's using blackboard again. And now teachers have access to a lot of resources online. So there's no teacher that will tell me, oh, I don't know what to teach. There's so many things you can teach, so many access online. So, like I said previously, what is PSED? PSED in education stands for personal, social, and emotional development. It is a key area of learning that is focused on helping learners build self-awareness, self-esteem, and confidence, and also to develop positive social skills. Positive social skills like cooperation and respect, and also to help them learn how to manage their own emotions and understand the feelings of others. PSED. personal, social, and emotional development, a key area in learning that every school should be focused on right now. Whatever curriculum you are running, whether you are running Nigerian curriculum or Canadian or British or American curriculum, you need to implement PSED in your day-to-day activity. Like I said, this PSED is necessary to to groom learners who are positive thinkers and learners who can thrive in a dynamic world. So, what are the key aspects of PSED? Number one is a personal development, a child's sense of self, including a self-awareness. Are children aware of themselves? Self-esteem. How is the self-esteem of your child or of your learner? And also confidence. So, this is areas on personal development, and the other aspects are social development and emotional development. So three key areas under PSED. Remember that PSED is what? Personal, social, emotional development. So three key areas. I will take the first aspect, and my colleagues, my team will discuss the other aspects of PSED. So we have the personal development in brief. They also have which is a child's sense of awareness, self-esteem, and confidence.
Mhm. Yeah.
PSED ensures that a child is self-aware, a child has positive self-esteem, and a child is confident of his or herself. No matter how he looks, the child has confidence in his ability. He's proud of the way he looks, he's proud of the way he speaks. That's
Mm.
personal development. Now, also have social development, which is learning to interact with others. Some learners do not know how to interact with others. That is one of the reasons why you need this PSED in your class, in your school. So as you go along with us in today's conversation, you will realize the importance of this PSED, and you will make a decision to implement this in your school. Then the last aspect of this PSED is emotional development. This is the ability to understand and manage one's own feelings. You know that there's this new idea now, not really new. It's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Emotional intelligence. We have different intelligences. So emotional intelligence is very, very important because it helps you to understand your own feelings and also help you to empathize with others' feelings, to be an empathetic individual. That is emotional development. So why is PSED important? It's important because it is recognized as a foundation for learning. Every child should have the privilege, or every child has the right to undergo this PSED learning. Okay, so for the first aspect of our conversation today, I am going to talk about personal development, which is one of the key areas in PSED development in education. Personal development. What is personal development? This is a process of improving oneself through conscious effort,
Mm.
intentional effort, through self reflection and intentional action. Personal development is a process of improving ourselves through conscious effort, intentional action, and self reflection. Self reflection is a critical process that every parent, every teacher, every child should be taught how to do it because it helps you reflect on your actions. And when you reflect on things, you are able to identify the areas that you did not do well, the areas you did well, and you'll be able to create a path or chart a path that help you to be better. So personal development involves recognizing areas for improvement. We should not always assume that children, learners, teachers, we shouldn't assume that things that we are perfect, things that are okay. No. We should recognize areas for improvement, work to enhance our skills, our ability and quality to reach one full potential. Now, the content of this conversation is for learners, but also our teachers too have to need to also undergo personal development, because when they too develop personally, they can transfer that energy to the learners. Though we are focusing on learners in this conversation, we will not fail to also mention teachers, because they are critical aspects, crucial aspects of education. So personal development crosses across various aspects, it stretches across various aspects. We have emotional intelligence and well-being, self-awareness and self-acceptance. Self-awareness, very important, and self-acceptance. Goal setting and achievement. These are the ties, the pillars of personal development. Time management and productivity, communication and relationship building, resilience and stress management, leadership, leadership and problem solving skills. Personal development is a lifelong journey. It's not just, oh, I've achieved it. No. Whatever level you have gotten to develop yourself, you still have to keep on striving to get, or
Mhm.
you keep on striving to get better. So it's a lifelong journey. It's not an event, it's a journey that helps individuals to become the best version of themselves. So as teachers, we are to help our students to undergo, to experience personal development. They have to own that journey. It's their journey. They have to own it. And it's the journey for them to become better version of themselves, to help them achieve their goals, to help them live a more fulfilling life. So at this point, I'd like to share a story. This November makes November 13 was my 10th year as a teacher, and by the grace of God, if Christ service, we'll see many years to come. So when I got a teaching job, in my first teaching job in a low income school, when I got to the school, they've already inaugurated, they've badged and inaugurated the prefect. It was an only girls school. It's still there, so I'll say it's an only girls school. When I got there as a new teacher, and that was my first teaching position, I haven't taught in a school. Though I've been teaching, I've taught personal lessons, but I've not really taught in a school. So while I was there, I was just looking around and trying to fit into the environment. So I noticed that the place, because the boarding school, the place that the students take their water from, the place wasn't tiled. So you see Ferrogira, all those green animal organism plants just growing there. So I called the head girl, that's the senior prefect. I said, "What are you planning to do in this your I was a new student. What can we portfolio?" And I drew her attention to where, to the water supply place where they all come. The water isn't, it wasn't channeled to their bedroom. So they all come to that place. Everybody in that compound, both teachers live, because I was living in the school premises. Everyone comes to the the water supply place to get water. I told her, "What are you doing?" So I drew her attention to that water place and told her that you can mobilize yourself and other people, mobilize yourself and your ESCO members and the student, you are the head girl, mobilize them. You guys should work on this water supply place. The place is an eyesore. And you know that this girl, I never expected her to move with the kind of speed that she moved with. I was surprised. So it tells us that these children, they have a lot in them. We just need to
Yeah.
support them. We need to support them for them to achieve their goals. And
Yes.
before I knew it, this girl has mobilized the ESCO members. She has mobilized
Hmm.
the students. They started donating broken ties. Broken ties. I told her that if you can do this thing, this will be part of a portfolio. And it will be part of your portfolio, and you will be able to have something in your record that you were able to achieve something while you were and welfare of the, and she did that. She mobilized herself, mobilized the other EXCO members, mobilized the students. Before you knew it, the place was tight. She spoke to the security men. They were able to. They did the massing work, and the place was tight. And I was so happy
Mm.
with her. So when we encourage students this way, we empower them. And from that
Yes.
thing, that she has learned leadership skills, was able to develop leadership. Don't just carry in portfolio. I'm the head girl. I'm the senior prefect. What did you achieve? And her ability to mobilize her fellow ESCO members and other female students help that to develop leadership skills, communication
Mm-hmm.
skills, collaboration skill, and critical thinking. How will I go?
Yeah.
How will I go? How will I achieve this goal? Collaboration, critical thinking, creativity, leadership, and communication just by carrying out a single project. Just by carrying out
Hmm.
a single project. So as educators, we are to encourage our students to undergo personal development. So before I wrap up this section, I'd like to share some tips on students how we can promote personal development in our students. Number one, encourage self-reflection. Let's encourage them to reflect on their action.
Hmm.
One of the way we can do maybe after an assessment, and we want them to go through their work. We can give them, we have what we call assessment in learning, assessment of learning, something like that. Because that's three type of assessment. So this one I'm trying to remember the name. The students take their assessment report and they reflect. That's their answer script that have been marked. They reflect on what they did well, what they did not do well, and how they can improve. So that will help them, that will encourage self-reflection. We help our students to set goals, reflect on their strengths and their weaknesses, and also identify areas that they need to improve on. We should also foster a growth mindset, encourage our students that they can do it, encourage them
Mm-hmm.
to develop, they should put in effort, they should practice, they should be persistent. Because if you want to develop yourself, you need to be persistent. You have to put in the effort. We should also help them. We should encourage responsibility. Give them roles to do in class. Okay, you are in charge of ensuring that the class is well arranged. You are in charge of gathering the notes to submit to your subject teachers. Give them responsibility and let them own their learning process. Also provide opportunity for leadership. Let them take, like in some schools, we have what we call peer-to-peer mentoring. When you have a student that is a high flyer, you pair her with other students so that she can teach them. So that's leadership. Mentor them to lead projects, like the one I gave an example of. Let them lead projects. Let them have projects that they are working on. Also teach them time management because some students don't know how to manage their time. They spend more time maybe playing, watching TV, playing games. So we should teach them how to prioritize their tasks, how to do the right thing at the right time. Also, we should provide feedback for them. When they are doing well, tell them they are doing well. When they're not doing well, also bring them close and give them constructive criticism, constructive feedback that will make them, they won't feel bad, but they'll be motivated to do better. And lastly, teachers should be role models. We are promoting self personal development. We ourselves, are we developing? Are we getting better? Are we taking courses to make us better, to expose us to new knowledge? Like we said, it is a dynamic world. We are living in a dynamic world. The world is changing. There's a shift. One of my students asked me a question yesterday. I gave her an answer. I said, under temporary dipole, the electrons are always moving. So our world is evolving, our world is changing. And as teachers, we should be updated. We should be up to date in what we are doing so that we can serve as good role models for our students. Okay, so I'd like to call on my other colleagues to take the other aspect of our conversation today. Mrs. Pupola or Mr. Codby, who is going first? You are
Sorry,
muted,
okay,
sir.
I'll take it first. Yes, I'll take it first.
Okay. So over to you,
Okay,
sir.
I'm sorry for coming late. I have to, rush down from somewhere. I'm so sorry for coming late. Now, okay, the topic today is
It's
personal, social, and emotional development from play to purpose, promoting PSED in learning. Now, is the crucial role, the major role why we enroll a child in a school is for the school because we believe at school they are a very professional center people who understand the three major the, who understand the three major areas of learning, the three major domains of learning, which are what? We have the cognitive, we have the affective, and we have the psychomotive. Now, I'll focus on the social aspect, which to me is related to the affective in the three major domains of education. Now, you see, this social is so important that even the federal government have to, you know, ensure and force schools that any learners who want to move from primary 6 or let's say from basic 6 to JS1 must be of a certain age. If I'm not mistaken, I think it is 11 years, right? 11 years. So why are they ensuring this? A child can be very, very brilliant,
mhm,
which is the cognitive aspect. Very brilliant, yes, very good. But that child may not be smart. Being smart has to do with your social exposure.
mhm,
It's not about your academic exposure. It's about your social exposure. And that's where you expect that an 11 years old should behave like this, should be able to face this kind of challenges, should be able to, you know, understand in a classroom between his peers, among his fellow colleagues or siblings, be able to prefer conflict resolutions when small things happen. So why is the social aspect very, very important? Number one is that one, okay, sorry, what are the things that are embedded under the social aspect of learning? Is that one, a learner is expected to be able to communicate, to able to have a good communication
mhm,
skills, no matter who you are talking to, no matter the twist of your tongue. Maybe you are a stammerer like me, you don't need to be shy. That is just, let me say, a bump that God believe that you can deal with. And with the help of your teachers, with the help of your educators, they will train you. So a child should be also be prepared, and schools should also prepare the child towards what a very effective communication skills, how to communicate, how to express his or herself among his colleagues or to teachers or to people in the larger society. Then also is what conflict resolutions. If you are in JS1, we expect you to understand some kind of play that you should play. It's not that you should be playing anyhow. There are some level of social activities that we expect you to be able to also engage in because of your age and not about your class. So now,
mhm,
so what are teachers also doing in that regard is that what they understand that it is their job to train a learner how to understand the reason why he has to what know about conflict resolution, why you should not engage in fight. If someone abuse you, if someone tries to bully you, don't do your own back, report to the what, to the appropriate authority so that things will not escalate. How to live in a diverse and in a larger different ethnic society like in Nigeria. If you say something about the Muslim against the Christian, it becomes a problem. If you say something about the Yoruba against the Igbo, you should understand that because why? That is the kind of environment you find yourself. So a very minute speech can lead to a very large war. So schools take it upon themselves that they are the one that will also train their learners about how to navigate different societal situation and challenges. When you find yourself in a society like, let me say, Lagos, or maybe in the north, in Kano or Sokoto, you there are you you are expected to play out in different societal skills because of what? The environment you find yourself. So this also involve that what learners should be able to navigate in different multicultural environment. And another one is that what social skills also include that learners are encouraged in how to engage in community and selfless service, because these are the things that prepare you for leadership role in the nearest future. If you cannot uh you know if you cannot leave yourself to sacrifice for the betterment of your society, then who will? Nobody will. And that is a major challenge we have in Nigeria now. Everybody wants to reap where they have no sow. Everybody wants somebody to rub their palm, even when it will affect the larger society. And this is why it's very, very important to be able to give them that training, that skills, that they must be committed socially to the growth of your community, and not only about knowing which is the what, which is which is the which is the learning aspect of it, that okay, you know this, you know this. Knowing is not enough. How you now carry it out, how you now deliver and play it out, which is what the social skills also matter. Then also is how to now appoint this learner for different leadership roles in school. For example, maybe now in the school as a leader, or school rep, or different school position that they can appoint these learners. How do they express themselves? How do they carry themselves also matters a lot. And this is not just preparing them for that classroom alone. These are the things that they carry even after graduation and to the larger society, as they now play a very bigger role in the society. Then also is that these social skills also make them to understand the importance of volunteering. That is not everything that you have to be paid for. Sometimes you have to volunteer for a noble and a very good cause, and not everything is about money. Understand that there are some people that does not have. There are some people that are lacking what we have, in excess. There are people that are willing to have a little portion of what you have in excess. So how do you give back to society? How do stand as a selfless leader to help others to grow? This is the act of volunteering that learners have to be trained, because we have different problems now that we are facing in Nigeria. It's because maybe they are not taught enough, or because they don't understand the importance of volunteering, the importance of selfless leaders. And that's why we are having a lot of crisis in the country. Insecurity. It's just about yesterday or so, about 315 teachers and learners were who are who are taking in the school in the north. Why is this thing happening? Because we have learners who leaders have not take their time to train on selfless leadership. So we have a lot of skills that learners can undergo. Learners can be trained under the social development. And as I've said earlier, having knowledge is not enough. Being a very intelligent learner is not enough. No, having that social skill that place you among or even above your learner is very, very important, because if you have a learner in GS1 who still cries for biscuit, for sweet, for small, small things, that learner is not expected to be in that class, because he is, academically ready for that class, but socially he's not
Mm-hmm.
ready for that class. And that will be a very major challenge for him or her in the nearest future. So teachers will try to balance the psychological, the personal, the social, and the emotional aspect of every learner, so that we are not just pushing out learner from primary 6 to GS1, from GS3 to SS1,
Mm-hmm.
from the SS3 to the society. No, we are placing out a well-rounded, balanced learner that can face any kind of challenges that he or she will face in the society, and we are sure that that learner will surely win and conquer those challenges. Thank you, ma. I'll stop here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Quadri. Thank you. Essential social skills. Just highlight of what from what you said. Communication skills, conflict resolution, voluntary. Thank you so much for the wonderful contribution. We really appreciate you, sir. Mrs. Kupola, over to you.
Personal, emotional, social development in a learner. When a learner or a child is not fully grounded in all these aspects, we can say, or it is safe to say, that that child is actually lacking or lagging behind in some aspect. Just like Mr. Yusuf rightly said, I actually enjoyed all those illustrations. Now, a child that is social, that is everywhere, that can interact. You see that child, personal grooming, that child is neat. You can say this child has a very good physical grooming. You can say socially, this child interacts so well. This child is confident. He can speak well in public. He's not shy. He's not a timid child. But a question will pop up when that child starts behaving in a questionable manner. That is how emotional development comes in. Why is this child behaving in this way? Is it that this child does not care about the other child? Why is this particular child doing this to the other classmates? Don't you know that this thing will hurt this child? Why are you making this child feel this way? A child that bullies. This child is very interactive in class. This child is very intelligent. But this child does not have empathy. This child can do something to another child without even having a remorse. And questions begin to pop up. Are you sure this child is from a good family? Are you sure this child have not seen something? Why is this child behaving in this way? Now, children learn better when they understand their emotions. They learn better when they understand their emotions. I want to also state that our emotions have no impact on how children behave in the classroom. I'll repeat that again. Our emotions have no impact on classroom behaviors. Why? Because emotional development can be taught and strengthened. So we cannot say, okay, this child is behaving in this way in a class. Are you getting me? This child is behaving somehow. When we were talking about emotion, I'm trying to highlight that second point, that emotions have no impact on classroom behavior. When a child is behaving in a particular way in class, it has no impact. The emotions have no impact on the classroom behavior. Why did I say so? Because the way children behave, we can also relate that to their cognitive development. We can also relate that to their growth, how they are being taught right from their homes. For God's sake, we cannot just push everything to the classroom. We cannot push everything to the classroom. Oh, the teacher. When we're talking about emotions now, we're talking about the build-up, the body build-up or the brain build-up, general brain build-up of that child. And it's more, a lot of factors must have affected or influenced such emotions. So it has no impact on how that child behaves in class. A child can have two personalities, a personality at home and a personality in the class, two behaviors. Have you wondered why a child that is very active in the house, a child that talks, the mother will talk and say, oh, I'm tired, I will call this for you. The mother has to start threatening. I'm going to call this person for you. I'm going to call. But when that child gets to the classroom, the child behaves differently. The child behaves different, more like the child, just like I said, the child has different personality. How come this child is quiet? And when you are expecting them to always report to you that, this child has beat somebody again, and they'll be telling you, this your son is very quiet. My son is like that. He's very quiet in class. The classroom behavior is different from the way he behaves at home. And I don't know why. When they told me, imagine they are giving a child that you have to be holding every minute, that you can't sleep when he's awake because you are scared of what he might have done. You are waking up with surprises. You are in a particular room, you are going to the other room. Oh, you are asking, where is this boy? And everybody starts running to go and check. But they are saying most quiet, and they are calling that child. If you are the mother, in short, what will happen? So, yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain. That our emotions have no impact. These children, their emotions have no impact on the classroom behavior. They almost like behave differently. How about a child that behaves violently, and they report that child to the parents? And according to the parents, I don't think my child can do this. No, my child cannot remove the chair for another person to fall. Imagine another classmate wants to sit and the other child removes the chair. He said, no, my child cannot do that. No. We are from a Christian home. The child, diverse personalities. Now we bring this back to the facilitators, we the teachers. When we're talking about education, there are two parties here. In short, not just two parties, but the major parties here are the teachers and the children, because these are the people that interact directly with each other. Before we start saying, okay, I want to take this up to maybe the academic coordinator or the HOS. Okay, let's inform the parent. But when we're talking about direct contact, connection, it starts first from these two parties, the child and the teacher. Now, as a teacher, when last did you make a child feel proud? What happens, or what happened, or how did you handle a child that felt frustrated? How did you step in to assist a confused child? Now, you can see that all these emotions, confusion, frustrated, feeling like I'm not doing well, I'm feeling confused, I think I need help, I don't think I'm doing impressively to earn this mark, or I don't think I'm doing well in this particular subject. Now, how do you make a child feel proud? When last did you make a child feel proud? Are you the child that, so you cannot get this thing? You are the only person out of 10, you are the only person, you will not kill me. Imagine, I've heard a teacher telling a child, you will not kill me. The last you will do, you are going to repeat this class. When last did you make a child feel proud? How did you handle a frustrated child? Have you seen a child that is frustrated? Even as you're trying to tell the child, don't worry, I will teach you. Say, no, I don't think I can get. No. I don't think I can get it. How did you step in to assist that confused child? These are all emotional, um, uh, uh, points we should look at as teachers. Now, I want to ask a question. If our emotions could talk to you, if our emotions could talk to us individually, as a teacher or as students, I want to believe we also have students that may come into this conversation on YouTube. As a student, as a teacher, as an educator, as a facilitator, I want to ask you a question. Now, answer the question. You don't need to tell me. If your emotions could talk to you during a task as a child, imagine you're solving quadratics for the senior levels, quadratics. And at that point, your emotion steps in. You're finding it difficult as a learner. If your emotions could speak out loud during that task, what would that emotion say to you? Would that emotion say, keep trying? Is that emotion telling you, I can't do this? Is that emotion telling you, oh, I think I'm a bit nervous, but I'll try? I'm finding it a bit challenging. Oh, this is a walkover for me. Now, all this influence all these emotions, they influence learning. These are all emotional influence. They influence learning in children. As a teacher, during the task, during a situation in class, or wherever you not everybody teaches in class. Now we have freelance tutoring online and all that. You're faced with a situation. What if your emotions somebody called me this week? Yes, I think it was on a Thursday or so. I was like, Mr. Ola, please, I need assistance. I've been teaching a child. If this child is 12 years old, it's an online class. You can't compare online to physical. More like you're not even seeing that person, more like you don't know if that person is even writing what you're telling the person. When you're with a child physically, there's that contact, there's that connection. Are you getting me? Eye contact. I may be looking at you through my laptop. I don't know if what I'm looking at, I don't know if that child is actually looking at me, if the camera is actually facing me, or the child is actually looking at the TV. Now, she said, I've been teaching this child is 12 years old, but it's like I'm pouring water into a basket. Now, I asked her a question, and that is why I brought this question of, if our emotions could talk to us during a situation, what would it say to us? Now, I asked her, what is your emotion telling you? What is your emotion saying? All those your emotions, what are they saying to you? She said, to be frank, teacher to teacher, I am fed up. I don't think I want to continue with this learner. Then she said another thing. She said, but I think this is a tasking learner, and I want to learn more about this child. I said, that is the spirit. He said, I'm a teacher. I'm an educator. Why did I go into teaching? I love to do this. I'm passionate about this. So how will I feel if I say I don't want this child again? What if 100 million teachers, they also have that discouragement and they drop? Are you trying to say nobody's going to teach this child? Are we going to just leave this child? Then she was encouraged. I told her, I said, now what you should look at is that this child has a cognitive challenge. You have to do your research. She said, yes, she's going to do her research on that child. And when I had it, she came back again. She was like, I think I've gotten my answers. I will continue with this learner. You see, our emotions, they play a very, very critical game on us. Now, it now depends on how we'll handle it. And it's not always easy for children. Let's get that straight. I like to speak from reality, not just you have to do this, you have to do this. Children cannot control their emotions. When I'm thinking that, okay, this child is 5 years old, don't worry. When this child is 6, I think this child will stop doing this. This child will stop running up and down in the church. And I'm seeing a big girl running. And I'm like, this girl running is 13 years old. And I'm complaining about a 5 years old child. Are you trying to tell me that this child is still going to be running like this, like as until this child gets to 13? That's to tell you that children will keep being children. And a mother said, why is it that ushers will always come to the nursing mother stand and we say, control your child. This child should stop making noise. Can't you allow children to be children? How many of them do you want to control? That emotion will come out. If they want to shout, they will shout. If they want to cry, they will cry. If they want to stand up and run from here, they will run. You cannot control their emotions. But there are strategies.
Yeah.
There are strategies. And these strategies, we are emphasizing it more in the school setting because when a child is not emotionally stable, I'm so sorry to say, if not sorry to say, a child that is not emotionally stable, all other aspects, I think the child will be dragging behind. Because once the emotion is alert, the emotional aspect of that child is alert. It is that emotion that we tell the child, this thing you are doing is wrong. This thing you are doing, you don't have to do it this way. You can do this. Keep trying. Why not do it this way? And that drives me to it. Emotional development. What is it all about? It's the growth of self-awareness. You have to know your feeling. You have to recognize your strength. Oh, I know I need to do this, but I'm not really good in that. I've assessed a child and I'm like, okay, in chemistry. And the child was like, I think I prefer calculations to essay. Now that child has already recognized a strength. Are you getting me? It's not that when you give her essay, she won't get it. But this is what I really love. I'm good in this. Like if you wake me up, give me an equation, I'm good to go. Give me the question, I'm good to go. Do you understand? Now, self-awareness. You have to know your feelings. On this one, they'll say, oh, I don't know when I used to get angry. I don't know. Sometimes I would just feel like doing this. Self-awareness. Am I the type that a little thing triggers me? You have to regulate. Self-regulation. That's this emotional development. Now, I'm not just talking about the emotions as an aspect. Now, I'm talking about the development. It is a development. It is a growth, right? A lot of things must have been put in place. Are you getting me? It is a growth. So that emotional development is the growth of self-awareness, knowing your feelings, recognizing your strength, self-regulation, managing and controlling your emotions. And the other point I love so much is empathy. You have to understand other people's feelings, not just about you, and it's not about you. If you don't have empathy, it will be difficult for you to coexist with people. It will be difficult for you as a child to stay in a classroom with someone without causing trouble for them. Yes. When you know that when I pinch this boy in class, this boy is going to cry. You think children are so small? I tell my boy, there's a way, as a mother, try it, even to your 2 years old. Do as if so you are in pain. You will see their face will just change. They have that key already. Every child in Montessori, we say 0 to 6, even from the stomach, every child, they have that innate emotions in them of care. But along the line, if care is not taken, it starts to change when other factors influence them. Maybe they see somebody beating another person. They watch violent movies. That's why you see people, they say, Batman, they start to jump from here. A child wants to jump a table because the child has watched Batman. This is how Superman used to jump from here to here. and you see that child jumping, when you know that you're going to break that thing or you're going to injure yourself. Do you understand? Every child have that innate care in them.
Yeah.
Emotions, yes. They have that
I've
empathy
experienced
in
that.
them.
Yeah, as
Yes.
a mother,
To
yes.
yes. And there's a way I would do now. A child, you see my brother, I'll be running up and down. When I say, "Whoa, hey," you will see the way you say, "Mommy, what's it?" Do you know that action alone? If I say, if you don't go there, this thing will keep paining me. You know that you will say he will be so quiet. Why is mommy in pain? Why is mommy doing this? Empathy. You have to understand the feelings of others. You have to start
Mm-hmm.
talking to them. You don't have to hit. When he hits, I say, you don't have to hit. That one we say, oh, my stomach, Caleb has hit. I say, you don't have to hit. You can see she's in pain. He will be so sober. That is the development we're talking about. You have to teach them. Teach them empathy because they cannot control their emotions. They cannot. Don't you know? They don't know. They are just acting at impulse. But you have to bring that development, that training to them. You don't have to hit that child. Look at that child is in pain. Another trick is this. Do that same thing to that child, but not in a harsh way. And when, it's paining you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Don't do it to another person. You see that child will be calm. He does it again, you do it. That's why I see some mothers. When the child beats them, they beat back. And you know the mother's hand is always harder than the child's hand. And the child will start crying. Are you not the one that started that beating? Now, that child understands, oh, this hand is painful. And you see the child is calm. Don't beat me. You don't have to hit this person. You have to teach them empathy. That's the development. And also self-esteem, very important for children. A child of 3 years old, you'll be surprised that a child of 3 years old will tell you that my clothes is, you know, when my son will say, "Mommy, I miss the assembly," you see him emotional. You're like, why is this child feeling bad? At that age, imagine my son telling me that everybody is in class, they were singing when he came late. You see that child is always the first now to wake up. You think you have to build that confidence because when that self-esteem is lowered, it affects that child, especially in learning. Self-esteem. Teach them to believe in themselves. Teachers, parents, educators, facilitators. Teach these children to believe in themselves. It is when a child believes in herself or himself, that is when that child, oh, I know I can solve this equation. Even if that child is, I think I'm finding it challenging, but you know that as a teacher, you're saying you can do this, you can do this. You see, children, sometimes you see them shaking, they'll just be shaking their body. Yes, I can do this. Oh, I can do it. I can do it. You are encouraging them. They need to believe in themselves. That self-esteem, build that confidence in them. They have to have that emotional resilience. Very important. Emotional resilience, a lot of challenges they will face. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of challenges, but you have to teach them. You have to cope. You have to teach them that, see, the challenge will come, setbacks will come, but you have to be strong. When a child comes, "So, mommy, I don't want to go to that school. The way this my teacher used to do," you tell them, first of all, are you the only one in that class? You don't have to make that child start feeling petty, pamper that child. Emotional resilience, put that in them. You have to cope. You have to cope. You have to finish the term. Let that thing sink in them. You have to build this in them. Develop these children emotionally. Because all these abilities that I've mentioned, what do? They help these children function effectively, both socially and academically. Now,
Mm-hmm.
how did this emotional development we've been talking about now, how does it influence learning? I've said it. A child that is emotionally developed, it will enhance the child's focus and attention, right? That child, when a child can regulate their emotions, like I said, they stay calm during challenging tasks. You don't see them shivering. You don't see them panicking when you come close to them. They feel you want to check what they are writing. Are you getting me? When they have these regulated emotions, they stay calm during challenging tasks. When you give them something, they're always calm. Okay, I can always ask question. I need clarification. They are able to resist distraction. Not that when they pinch you, you pinch your own back. Somebody hits you, you tell them, leave me alone, or you report the situation. You see, those children, they resist distraction very easily. And they also maintain attention and focus. Because all this, they support a better concentration and academic progress. I've talked about building resilience and persevering. Like when you fail, you keep trying. You try again after failure. You don't feel depressed. Oh, I failed and that's it. No. And when they see challenges, they see it. Oh, that's a learning opportunity for me. Oh, yes, I know I failed, but I know I will do better next time. That's the spirit. They are able to handle frustration more constructively, more constructively. You know, I asked a question. How have you been able to handle a child that felt frustrated? Now, as a child, when a child is emotionally developed, as learners, you see they are able to handle frustration more constructively, in a very constructive way. You'll be surprised, which leads to a stronger problem solving and independent skill in life. Remember our topic, we are talking about how they can thrive in a dynamic world, right? It helps them from play to purpose. Those little things they are developing, you're teaching them. It makes them stronger problem solvers and independent learners on their own. They feel they can do it. They don't have to spy from someone's book some people, they are waiting for, let this person write before I write. No. Even as they grow on, lifelong learning, it supports positive behavior. Because a child that can manage emotions well, his or her emotions well, you can see that that child will always show fewer behavioral disruptions. That child is not a problematic child. Even if that, like I said, children will always be children, but it's minimal. When you see that child behaving in a questioning, it's always minimal. And it's always understandable, like, oh, this person hits me first and I hit that person. You understand? Oh, he was not actually the problem. A child that can manage his or her emotions well, a learner, that learner will always follow routine and classroom rules, not the one that will always break it. Oh, Mrs. Popular asks us not to go there. I just want to check what is there. No, when you come in, we have to put our books this way, arrange them. That child will always follow routine and classroom rules. And that child gets along better with his or her peers. That's emotional regulation. And that directly impacts the classroom harmony and a positive learning climate. It builds both confidence and motivation. They believe in their abilities. They take learning risk. They participate willingly. You don't need to force them. Open your mouth. Stop. You see them, they're agile and active. They show motivation because confidence is a key predictor of academic success. It strengthens their social relationship, just like I said. A child that is not emotionally stable. Personally, when you look at that child physically, I've seen people that are like, oh, why is this child wearing this kind of thing? Why is this child dressing this way? Of course, we know that the children came from the house. But emotionally, when you trace it, you feel that something is wrong somewhere. Something is wrong somewhere. So when a child is emotionally stable, the relationship that child will have with other people, you see that it strengthens the relationship. A child is able to build friendship. That child is able to resolve conflicts. That child is able to show empathy. This empathy is very important to me. That child is able to show empathy. Stronger connection with peers, teachers, and also supports emotional safety and academic engagement. Now, there are classroom practices that promote emotional development. We're talking about learning. What are the classroom practices? Now, teachers, these are for you. Classroom practices that promote emotional development. Emotional coaching. Yes. Because we as teachers, our guide or our work here, our role as facilitators is to guide these children to name their feelings. There's a song that said, feeling is a message from my brain. He said, I will give it a name. There's a song. A feeling is a message from my brain. It has a name. I will give it a name. What are you feeling? You say, I don't know. I'm just feeling somehow. I don't know. What is it? I'm feeling sad. Because when they're able to place a name to that feeling, that a teacher will be able to come in. Now, I don't know if this child is sad. I don't know if this child is hungry. Or the food they gave to you, is it not enough? Is there something wrong with you from the house? or this is not the normal, this child is not behaving normal. Today you are feeling dull. Is this something? Oh yes, I've been having stomach upset. So they have to name, their teachers guide these children to name their feelings. They should also, you also guide them to understand the triggers. What triggers them? What triggers them? It also helps. You also practice that calm down strategies. I used to tell them, I'll say breathing. You see all of them, they'll breathe in. They'll breathe and say, I feel much better. Yes. You know, I asked a question. That was my starter. I was asking you as a teacher, how are you able to handle a frustrated child, a confused child? How well else did you make a child feel proud? You have to practice that calm down strategies with them. Tell them, calm down. When a child is talking, allow them to vent. Allow them to vent. You know, you have to, you know, you have to play along. When they are done, are you done speaking? Say yes. Can I talk now? Yes, you can talk. Then you say your own. But when they are talking and you calm down, you see, you allow them to vent. Now you ask them. There's a way I used to do. After they finish, I say, okay, now what do you want? And they'll be like, I say, okay, what do you want? I've heard you. What do you want? Okay, this. Then you come in. So practice that calm down strategies because it builds emotional intelligence for these children. When they're able to name their feelings, they know what they're feeling. They understand their triggers. Practice the calm down strategies. It builds emotional intelligence for them. Safe and nurturing environment because a caring atmosphere encourages children to express their emotions and seek help when needed. As a teacher, my colleague once said, Mrs. Suzuku, she said something. She said, as a teacher, you cannot give what you don't have. You yourself, she made mention of something. She was the one that told that head girl, this. She guided them. She just told them. And you could see that they used their initiative. She was not the one that said, use styles. No. She pointed out that thing for them. Are you getting me? So as teachers, our classroom, that classroom is very interactive. The wall is interacting to the children, the classroom, however you arrange your classroom, the atmosphere of the classroom, it encourages children to express their emotions. The way you will react, it will determine if that child will come and, this one is popularized, hey, I cannot go and meet her today. Let her calm down. This one, and my children, they always do that. When they see me, they say, Mommy, I know you're angry. I'll come back later. I'll just smile. So you have to create that atmosphere for them to be able to express their emotions and seek help when needed. You should not be the type that, teacher, one look at your face is always moody. I cannot go and talk. They prefer to go and talk to someone. And they'll be like, oh, you have a class that, I cannot talk to her. I cannot talk to him. He will shout at me. I've always said this, don't ever take any reporting lightly. Every report a child makes to you, please take it seriously, even if it's not serious. Because you are encouraging that child to speak out. But when you say, you are coming again, go back. Now you don't even know the one you are sending back. If it's a life-threatening report you are sending back. If that child's life is being threatened, you are sending that child back. You have lost something. So create that atmosphere. And that atmosphere, it has to be a caring one. Have that happy face. Let them see that light. Oh, I can always talk to Miss Popola. My children, my table is always their second. They want to stay there. I'll be like, go and play. They say, no, we want to talk to you. Okay, tell us this. Tell us a story. They feel, before you know, they start telling me things. My mother did this. My mommy did that. Do you know my daddy? I've created that atmosphere already to encourage them to express whatever. Talk to me. Sometimes I'll just see a child come. Do you want to speak to Miss Popola? Not now, maybe later. I'm prompting that child again. You can always talk to me. Not, what are you doing there? Me, I don't have your time. Please, I'm not. Your mother, you have been here since your mother is there enjoying. Me, I'm here. It's me and you. You will not kill me. No. We should be mindful. We should have this mindfulness and calm down techniques. It's very important. Don't carry my boss there. We say, please, once you get to the gate, drop your problem. When you carry that frustrated problem, you lash it on children. that day. Please, we should be mindful. We should have these calm down techniques. And practice activities like breathing exercise. I've said it. Always have these quiet corners. It works like magic. No child likes to go there. It works in anywhere. Anywhere it works. No child wants to be secluded from other people. Especially when you are pretending like you are doing something else to other children. They don't like it at all. You see this quiet, that naughty corner, they don't like it. This breathing exercise, practice it. Quiet corners. Sometimes you just want that quiet atmosphere. You can just say, now I want the class to be quiet at the countdown of 10. You will notice that these children can be, you say these children can be this quiet, so why have you been talking? Practice these quiet corners for them. Okay, a child is feeling somehow. Okay, go to that place and get yourself. You can always tell them. You can tell them to go out and take fresh air. When you see that the child is not getting anything, the child is looking like frustrated, you can just say, do you want to take a break? You see that they'll say yes. Some of them will tell you no. Even if they refuse to go out, you've already shown that thoughtfulness, that I care about you. I see that something is wrong. I see that you are troubled. And again, there's what we call calm jars. You can have a calm jar, write some sweet, sweet words, put it there. You can tell them, pick a paper, and they pick it, they smile. Some children, they'll still be feeling somehow. The bone of contention here is that you are being mindful and you are showing them that I am here for you, because it helps learners regulate stress and anxiety. A child that is emotionally disturbed, if you like, talk morning to night, be the best teacher. You are pouring water into a basket. That child will not listen. That child does not understand anything for that day. Encourage emotional vocabulary. Using words like frustrated, excited. I was saying that they should name their feelings. So you are the one that will encourage that emotional vocabulary. How are you feeling? My son, my boy, 4, he will tell you, Mommy, I'm feeling tired. I am stressed. The day he told me stressed, I said, what's this boy doing? Stressed. I said, okay, go and sleep. Encourage emotional, because he heard it from me. Encourage emotional vocabulary. Frustrated. Let them know the meaning. Excited. Worry is different from frustrated. Let a child that is just ordinary worry not say I'm frustrated. You start thinking, where am I going to come? Encourage them. Let them know the meaning. Encourage them. Proud. I'm proud of you. And let them know, being proud, so that they can say something, oh, I'm proud of myself. Because it helps these children recognize and articulate their feelings. Reflective conversations. After attacks or conflicts, when there is one, I let these children reflect. It helps the children to understand what has happened. Like I said, there's a conflict and that child wants to vent. Allow them. Then after that, let them understand what has happened. Sometimes they don't even know the gravity of what they do. Let them understand. Let them also understand what they feel or what they have felt in that situation, and how they can respond better next time, because it builds emotional awareness and self-regulation. Now, to round it up, I know I've taken much of the time, but I just feel that this is needed and very important. Now, why this emotional development? Why does it matter any way? Why does it matter? Because children with strong emotional skills, based on my own personal research, this is practical, face to face, not even what I read. Children with strong emotional skills, they learn better. Yes, they learn better. They have positive relationship with people. You can see some children that are just friendly. A child just comes newly in class, they are the first to approach the child. Hi, my name is Susan. Hi, this is where you can put it. They're always friendly. They have that positive relationship with people and with teachers. They can cope with stress. When something happens, you see other people, 1 or 2 boys, see this person, the person has moved on. Their children are even, they take that and they grow up. They move on quickly. They cope with stress so fast. They don't have to dwell on that. They show confidence and independence. They are more prepared for the demands of a changing world. Because emotional development is essential for whole child growth. Like I said, holistically, it is very important because it helps for an effective learning and a long-term well-being. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Mrs. Kupola. Thank you for that, for all the insightful tips and contributions you've made in today's conversation. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much. That was very deep, explicit, and well explained. And I know and I believe that, and I trust that anyone that has listened to this conversation will fully understand what we are doing here today. From play to purpose, promoting PSED skills that help students thrive in a dynamic world. Thank you so much, Mr. Kodri. Do you have a parting word? Then we'll wrap up the session. Just in 2 minutes.
Uh, okay, yes, I have. And then about that, um, schools should take this PSED very, very important because just like I said earlier, being an intelligent learner is not enough. How you now express yourself in the society, how you carry yourself as an intelligent learner, how you play out your emotions, and how you also relate to people socially also matters a lot. So schools should find a balance. School should, train their teachers in this aspect too, whereby while they are trying to prepare their lesson notes, while they are trying to prepare their scheme in their diary and everything, they are also consciously eh, watching out how they can also input this PSED in one way or the other. And also school head should also monitor that teachers are not just taking that topic, teaching that learner, they are also consciously playing this out too, so that we can have a well robust and well balanced learners. Because you can come from a rich home does not mean that you cannot be mean or wicked or heartless. That you are from a very poor background does not mean you cannot become a leader. So, and the problem that we are facing in society, if we have gotten this PSED right from the foundational classes, especially from the basic classes, I'm sure we won't have any leadership problem in Nigeria because the personal, the social, and the emotional uh, aspect will be well groomed and well developed to the extent that we have passionate, social and emotionally well experienced leaders. So school should take this very, very serious so that we can have a well-rounded leader. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yusuf. Sorry, I did not unmute. I've been speaking since I did not unmute. So thank you so much, Mr. Yusuf, for that closing remark. So yeah, you said something that stood out for me. Said intelligence is not enough. Add PSED. Thank you so much. And I want to appreciate Mrs. Chinaza Pupola. She was the originator of this topic for today's conversation. Naza, I really appreciate you. Like, you don't know how much I appreciate you. Mr. Kodri, I also appreciate you. Really, thank you. And also thank you to myself too for also showing up online. And thank you to our viewers, those who have watched, who came to watch live, and those who will still watch the replay. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please support this program. It's not really easy running this kind of program in Nigeria. That's to support us in any way you can support us. Thank you so much. And please share this program with other people in your connection. The goal of this education view and opinion is to change narrative and drive positive policy making in education sector. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye for now. And that's the wrap. See you in our next edition. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye. Thank you all.
Bye. Naza, you have not said bye now. Tinaza.
Bye. My mic was muted. I didn't know my mic was muted. We'll see you next time on our 16th edition.
Yes, so